So what was George Lucas saying about the prequels back in 1981? Well, let's take a look at a meeting between George Lucas and Lawrence Kasdan while they discuss the history of Star Wars during the prequel era. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with another video. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to look at a meeting that George Lucas had with Lawrence Kasdan. Let me see the other guys' names. Rick Marquand, I can never remember how to pronounce his name, the guy that directed Return of the Jedi, and Howard Kazanjian. I don't know how to say that one either. I'm not really sure. I have to look up and see who he is. And this location was the Parkway House. Sorry, I don't have much information for that either. And a note on this meeting said that this is not canon, just Lucas shooting out some ideas. It appeared in the Making of Star Wars book, Making of Star Wars Return of the Jedi, released in 2013. So a lot of you may have seen this and heard about this already, but I pulled it up. I hadn't thought about it in a long time. I said it might be interesting to kind of go through this. And don't forget, if you want to see clips from the live shows we do, a lot of fun. I took a test over there to see what member of K-pop I am. Hey, maybe it's Liam. You never know. Check that out on That Junkman Live. Got a link to that. So just go to the description. Find a lot of good stuff down there. So let's go. This was a meeting again with the director of Return of the Jedi, some other guy I don't know. Lawrence Kasdan, who helped write Empire Strikes Back, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and of course Lucas, where they're discussing some of the back history from Anakin and Yoda and stuff. So I'm just going to read through this here. This is the story of Anakin. Okay, Lucas. This is what Lucas says. Anakin Skywalker started hanging out with the Emperor, Emperor Palpatine, who at this point nobody knew was bad because he was an elected official. Okay, so Anakin's hanging out with Palpatine. Palpatine's elected guy. No one knows he's bad. Kind of sound like what we got in the prequel, so that didn't change much. Kasdan asked, was he a Jedi? And Lucas replied, no, he was a politician. So there, he wasn't going to be a Jedi. Richard M. Nixon was his name. A little jab at Nixon right there, I guess. He fooled the Senate and finally took over and became an imperial guy, and he was really evil. I'm sure he was that. But he pretended to be a really nice guy. That sounds about what he did in the prequels. He sucked Luke's father into the dark side. Yeah, he did. He seduced him. I would say seduced, not sucked him in it, but I get you saying. Lawrence Kasdan then asked, the Force was available to anyone who could hook into it? What did Lucas say about that? Lucas said, yes, anybody can use the Force. Anybody can do it. He says, yes, anybody can. Lawrence Kasdan seems a little confused. He said, not just a Jedi, he asked. And Lucas says, no, it's just Jedis who take time to do it. I always thought that too. They're Force sensitive, people that can use the Force more. But there's a difference between a Force user and a Jedi. Anybody can be a Force user, but it's the Jedi that trains how to really use that. So when I see somebody that can do Force things, like lift stuff with the Force, but if you can do some Force things, it doesn't mean you need to be trained to know how to do it. I think there's some stuff that just comes naturally, right? Okay, what else is... So the director of Return of the Jedi asked, so they use it as a technique? And George Lucas replied, like yoga. Not Yoda, like yoga. If you want to take the time to do it, and you can do it, but the ones that really want to do it are the ones who are really into that kind of thing. Also like karate. And Lucas adds, also another misconception is that Yoda teaches Jedi. But he's like a guru. He doesn't go out and fight with anybody. Interesting there. Lawrence Kasdan asked to follow up. A Jedi Master is a Jedi, isn't he? Asking if Yoda is a Jedi Master. Lucas replies, well, he is a teacher, not a real Jedi. Understand that, he asked. So Lucas didn't see Yoda as a real Jedi, more of a teacher of the Jedi. Kasdan replies, I understand what you're saying, but I can't believe it. I'm in shock. Lucas then replies, it's true, absolutely true. Not that it makes any difference to the story. Kasdan asked, you mean he wouldn't be good in a fight? And Lucas said, not with Darth Vader he wouldn't. So there we know, at least according to Lucas, at least in 1981, Yoda wouldn't be able to beat Darth Vader, but I don't think he could have anyways. But well, maybe if Darth Vader was in full power. And Kasdan says, I'll accept it, but I don't like it. I guess Kasdan wanted Yoda to be a butt-kicking Jedi user right there. So I'll get into a little longer here where Lucas digs more into the story background. Let's see. Lucas says, well, anyway, Luke's father gets turned by the Emperor. He gets a little weird at home, and his wife begins to figure out that things are going wrong, and she confides in Ben, who is his mentor. On his mission throughout the galaxy, Anakin has been going off doing his Jedi thing, and a lot of the Jedis have been getting killed. And it's because they turned their back on him, and he cuts them down. So he's hanging out with the Jedis at this time, and he's going on missions with them. And as soon as they turn around, Anakin's killing them. So he took out the Jedi slowly, one by one. I like that. I think I like that better than how it played out in the movie. Let's see, where did I leave off? Okay. The president is turning into an emperor, and Luke's mother suspects that something has happened to her husband. She is pregnant, Anakin gets worse and worse, and finally Ben has to fight him, and he throws him down into a volcano, and Vader is all beat up. So that's kind of like what we got Vader fighting on the lava planet, close enough. But remember, as a kid, always hearing about the volcano. Now, when he falls into the pit, his other arm goes, and his leg, and there is hardly anything left of him by the time the Emperor's troops fish him out of the drink. Then, when Ben finds out that Vader has been fished out, and he is in the hands of the Empire, he is worried about it. He goes back to Vader's wife and explains that Anakin is the bad guy and the one that's been killing the Jedi. When he goes back to his wife, Miss Skywalker has the kids, the twins. So she sees that these two little babies, who are about 6 months old. So everyone has to go into hiding. The Skywalker line is very strong with the Force. So Ben says, I think we should protect the kids because they may be able to help us right the wrong that your husband has created in the universe. And so Ben takes one and gives him to a couple out there on Tatooine, and he gets a little hideout in the hills and watches them grow up. Ben can't raise Luke because he's a wanted man. Leia and Luke's mother go to Alderaan and are taken in by the king there, who is a friend of Ben's. She dies shortly after that, and Leia is brought up by her foster parents. She knows her real mother died. Kasden then asks, she does know that? Yes, we can bring that out when Luke is talking to her. She can say that her mother died when she was 2 years old. And in the movie, she says something like that. And, people always ask, how does she remember her mother? How does she remember her mother? In Jedi, she says she remembers her mother being sad and stuff. I think it was in Empire Strikes Back when he's talking about what the Force can do. You can see your friends. You can see the past. You can see people long gone. And that's how I'll look at it. Princess Leia was always strong with the Force. She's a Skywalker. So I think maybe as kids she had memories of her mother thanks to the Force. She saw her loved ones long gone. So that's how I always looked at it. Anyway, that's a little interesting look of some things that was in Lucas's head back way before the prequels, 1981. Hell, before Return of the Jedi. So it was good he was tinkering with that stuff right there. And some of it did kind of make it into the prequel. Some of it kind of changed for the prequels. So I thought you guys might have a little fun checking that out. I'll put a link to the description so you can see the actual article that I was reading from, because I know I read horribly. But let me know in the comments what you think about this, about what he was saying about the prequels back in 1980. I always love when I can find stuff Lucas was saying or doing about the prequels or talking Star Wars back in the old days. So I want to thank you for watching. Always thumb up so I know you like my content. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Junkman.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.